Okay. So we want to keep this short and concise if we can, because we really value your time. And I just want to say thank you so much for those of you who don't know us, don't know what this really is, and you're willing to come here and listen. I really, really appreciate it. So thank you very, very much. So our journey with this started 15 years ago, and we were actually looking for a network marketing company. We spent 1.5 years looking because we'd fallen in love with the whole concept of empowering other people to really have what's possible to have in their life, to give people choices like that. And so my background is as a healthcare practitioner, and health for me has always been the bottom line. If we don't have our health, we really, doesn't matter what else we've got, right? And those of us who know what it's like to not have our health really know what that feels like.
Yeah, our story also involves financial health, because when we got together in New Zealand about 21 years ago, we were like a lot of couples. We didn't have any assets, we didn't have any income. As a matter of fact, we had a lot of debt, and some of it was the worst kind of debt. It was credit card debt, and quite a substantial amount of it. And we had no way to pay that off. And it was unfortunate because we were younger and had dreams, and we wanted to do things, and I don't know, maybe you don't have any debt, maybe you're debt-free, but you know people that do. That's sort of like a sword hanging over life. And that lack of money really limited our choices. Now, we had each other, and it was beautiful, and that is sufficient. And yet, there is this thing called making our way in the world. And it was very difficult. And I even feel more for the younger people today, because I think it's even more difficult. So we did know that we wanted to do network marketing. It is the fairest and freest and most, I would say, egalitarian way to make a living today. Just real clear about that. So long story short, we found LifeForce 15 years ago, started using the products, and I had a remarkable product experience. I was one of these people who, I had a hard time getting going in the morning. So I would use coffee or sugar or stimulants just to sort of get the engine turned over. And that had pretty horrible consequences, because not only was my sleep upset from all the stimulants all day, but I was a bit grumpy. And, because that, we don't agree on everything, but some things we agree on. That sort of caffeine jag, and then the drop off, and then the jag, and that seesaw all day left me exhausted. By the end of the day, there wasn't anything left. And it was pretty bad, because I figured out, my wife's a nutritionist, that was overdriving my adrenals, which prematurely ages us. And I knew that was unsustainable. So when I first took Body Balance, what I found out right away is I had more energy. And it wasn't a caffeine stimulant energy, it was a natural feel-good food energy, and it lasted all day. I was able to quickly get off the stimulants. No more coffee. I broke the coffee addiction and the sugar addiction. And I have more energy now than I had as a 30-year-old. And it's sustainable energy. The other thing that I noticed pretty quickly was that my immune system was operating better. And this is key. I was a cold magnet. If there was a cold, I knew I was going to get it, and I'd get 2, 3, maybe even 4 colds a season. And it was pretty horrible, but I thought that was normal, and it was normal. Doesn't mean it's good, but it was normal. In 15 years, I've had 3 colds. That's pretty remarkable. Another interesting little bit, I had a reason to know if I cut myself, it'd take 14 days to heal over a scab and be like normal skin. It now takes 8 days. Now, the reason I mention this is, first of all, it was remarkable for me, but with the current state of the world, with these exotic pandemics going around, swine flu, bird flu, on, the only thing that I know to do is keep my immune system strong. I can't avoid these sort of bugs. They're out there. People travel. It's a small world. But I can keep my immune system in top shape, and I've learned from my wife, Krista, that even things like cancer, we all have cancer in us all the time. The question is, does it overwhelm our immune system? I talked to a doctor just today, and he said, yep, heart disease, cancer, yep, diabetes, those are the big ones, but guess what is creeping up really fast on this accelerated curve that's trumping them all? Immune function. Immune dysfunction, I should say. Things like chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, on and on and on. It's the breakdown of the immune system that's killing us, literally. I was introduced very generously as an economist. I work with my brain. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was 45, I started forgetting things. Like, where are those keys? Who's this person? What am I doing here? I read a fair book, and I would read, and I get about halfway down the page, and where did I just read? I had to go back and read it again, sometimes twice, just to figure out what I was reading. I thought, okay, I'm just getting old. Part of the deal, not fun, but this is the way it works. Well, it's not about getting old. It was about being malnourished. Once I started feeding my brain sea vegetables and aloe vera, now my brain works at top efficiency. I can remember people's names, I can remember what I'm doing most of the time. I have great focus and concentration, but even more importantly, my ability to handle stress has improved dramatically. The stressors are still there, traffic's still nasty, people are people and things are things, but I'm not as stressed about it. I don't have mood swings, I don't get the same kind of reaction. So I could go on and on with a number of things. I eat about a third less than I used to eat, which is clearly a healthy thing. But what I found was this product made such a dramatic difference in my life. I said, I want this. I want it the rest of my life. And that's important. Because when I find something that is whole food, liquid superfood, that I can take the rest of my life, I'm in. And we have a lot of people who will say the same thing. But I'm even more excited about our new product, and Krista, as the formulator of the product, maybe you could tell us a little bit about what it is.
Absolutely, yeah. So, one of my passions, and I have to say this because it's here, is that I really, really want as many people as possible to have a quality of life where they can do the things they want to do. Where they can run on the beach with their kids, where they can be around and watch their grandkids grow up. Where people can feel passionate about something, where they, all of this stuff, because so many of us have forgotten that. We spend our life surviving, just making ends meet, just doing this because I've got to pay the bills. So for me, there's a lot of people out there who would never walk through my clinic door, who would never go into a health food shop and buy supplements. And yet, they know they want to feel good. They know they want to feel healthy. How do we reach those people? I love this product. I would never be without this product. It's completely changed my life. And yet, how many people are going to drink seaweed in a bottle? Some of us love it. It's awesome. It's amazing. We understand why it's so important for us. But there's a lot of people out there that deserve this quality of life. Who wouldn't think of doing that? And so how do we reach these people? And that's where this came into being. Because one of the key things that is absolutely escalating out of control right now is obesity. And even if it's not clinical obesity, people are getting heavier. People are putting on weight. And what's really interesting is, there's a lot of education out there now about weight loss and how important it is for people to maintain a healthy weight. And people eat, I was reading something yesterday, that in the last 10 years, the amount of fat people are eating has dropped by 80%. And yet the amount of weight people are putting on is getting more. It's interesting. So what we wanted to do was create a program that could reach as many people as possible and really address not just this is another weight loss program, this is another program to help you lose weight or whatever. But here's something that goes to the root of what's happening and addresses it at its core. There's a number of different reasons why people are overweight. There's lots of, I know people who eat really healthily, and yet they cannot lose weight. It's not that they eat too much. It's not that they eat the wrong things. There's something going on in the body, especially women. And so there's a whole range of different things that make up this phenomenon of being overweight. And a part of that, a big piece of that, is nutritional deficiency. I mean, this plays a huge role. But there are other things, like hormone imbalance. That's a big piece. Blood sugar imbalance, another big piece.
Metabolics, as I get older, my body's slowing down. I don't know about everybody else, but it just happens naturally. Mm-hmm. And I find when I'm stressed, when there's more stress in the environment, and the toxic loading, being in an urban area, starts slowing things down, it gets sluggish. Traveling, holidays, slows things down, and just start putting on the pounds.
Yeah, so, it's also very well known that the more weight we carry, the slower our metabolism is. And so, what if we could find something that really addressed the issue, not just the symptom? Because we address the symptom, we can affect a change, but it's always going to go back again because we haven't addressed the cause.
Yeah.
And so that's what this program does.
Yeah, a lot of people have talked to us and they've said, well, I've been on diets, I've done many diets over time. I said, well, how's it worked out? They said, well, it hasn't. Why? Well, number one, people feel deprived. Well, I can't have this. And of course, don't think about an elephant. And what do you think about? An elephant, right? And so they're obsessing about what they can't have, and that's not going to work long term. It's just not. People say, well, I don't like exercise. I can't exercise. Clearly, that's a stopping point. The other is they say, well, when I lose weight, I feel so bad. I feel grumpy and irritated. And I said, well, that's a stopper. And then they also say, well, I lose it, but then I get it back. I lose it, I get it back. The yo-yo effect. And part of the brilliance of this is that it addresses all four of those concerns.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, very quickly, the crux of the program, as you can see here, are 3 products. And they all work together to really target all of these areas that we've been talking about. One of the first things that we need to do if we're going to be healthy in any regime, even if we don't need to lose excess weight, is we need to detoxify. Our bodies build up toxic load, not just from the environment, but we create our own toxins, metabolic toxins. Our bodies create our own toxicity. And then we have the load from outside as well. And if we don't get rid of that, then our body starts to fall apart in many different ways. So the first thing we need to do is to be able to detoxify the system. And that's what this product is designed for. So for the first week of every month, people take all 3 products. Then for the remaining weeks of the month, they take these 2. So this they just take for the first week. And it's a full body cleanse. So it cleanses the blood, the liver, helps the kidneys function properly. It also completely helps the GI tract to cleanse. It works on bile. It works on all kinds of different areas in the body. So it's a complete body cleanse. And that enables the rest of the program to work more efficiently too. This one is a meal replacement. So again, if we're going to offer something to somebody, we've got to make it easy. Not 69 pills to be taken at different times throughout the day. We want something that people are going to go, this tastes great, I can do this is easy, okay. And this tastes like a milkshake. It's really easy to drink. Tastes great, tastes wonderful. and it works. This is the diamond in the middle of the whole thing. This product is the one that I am most excited about because the ingredients in here are the keys to these processes that we've been talking about. There are things in there like green coffee bean extract, which works directly on rebalancing the insulin, glucose, blood sugar triangle in the body. There are things like white kidney bean, helps your body metabolize carbohydrates properly. There are red raspberries, raspberry ketones in there that work very directly on what we call visceral fat. That's the fat that's really, really toxic, that builds up around our organs, causes inflammatory response in the body, stops our organs from working properly. It's also often called belly fat because it builds up around here too. And it's very different to the rest of the weight we carry on our body, actually. It's a different kind of fat.
Yeah,
it's way more insidious.
I didn't know this because I'm sort of a lean by build anyway, so I don't carry around a lot of belly fat and that kind of stuff. But I've been on this program for quite a while now, and I'll stay on it the rest of my life. Why? 2 reasons. One is I feel great. But the second is it's getting rid of that visceral fat Krista talked about. It's like jelly inside the body. People can't see it. But just imagine your heart just encased in fat and trying to function when it's encased in fat. The same with the liver and the kidneys and all the organs. So I feel lighter, and as a matter of fact, I am lighter, and I feel healthier. And the product also gives me an energy lift and a mood lift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it also works on balancing the endocrine system, the hormonal system in the body, because hormones are directly related to the amount of weight that we carry.
Yeah, and the hormones, I mean, maybe you'll talk a little bit about the mango and the mangosteen and how it affects the hormones.
Okay, yeah. So African mango is one of the main things in there that works on that particular piece. Some of the other compounds in there will support that, but it works primarily on 2 hormones. One is leptin, which some people may be familiar with. Leptin is a hormone that lives within the fat cells of the body. And it's supposed to keep those fat cells a certain size, because when we put on weight, it's not like we're creating a whole lot more fat cells. Our fat cells are actually getting bigger. And leptin is one of the hormones that is supposed to, when we have enough of it, keep those fat cells the size that they need to be healthy. But when we are deficient in leptin, that can't happen. And again, what's been found is the more weight we carry, the more deficient we are in this hormone. It's also the hormone that signals our brain to tell our brain, okay, I'm full, I've had enough, don't need any more. And I know that even for me, I've had times when I eat a big meal, I feel really full, 15 minutes later, I'm looking in the fridge going, what else can I eat? Because for some reason, it's just, the signals are not getting through, you know, I don't feel satisfied. So all of these things are things that totally need addressing at the core. Adiponectin is another hormone. I mean, these are hormones we don't often hear about, but they're crucial in how our bodies function healthily and properly. You know, it's another hormone that's involved in the size of the fat cell and how our bodies actually get rid of excess fatty tissue. And the raspberry ketones play a key role in that piece too. So there's a seaweed extract in there that works on the inflammatory fat that builds up around our organs. There's all kinds of things in there that it just, when you put them all together, this is the other piece, when you put them all together like this, they all support each other so that each one is more effective than if you took it on its own. And so we've seen phenomenal results with this. We've been working with a test group of people in the United States over a period of months before this got released on the market to really see how does this work when we put it in a body. No matter what that body looks like, feels like, what its lifestyle is, whatever, what happens? And in every single case, we've had really, really exciting response and really exciting results. And the thing is that most people feel a result almost immediately. And when we're looking at this as part of a business, I mean, that is just, it's like the golden egg, you know? If somebody feels something, like literally physically feels something, they can feel it working, they can feel it making a difference, then you got a winner.
Yeah, and the remarkable thing that we see in this test group and ongoingly is these are people that don't change their diet. Some of them do, but a lot of them don't. They don't start exercising. Maybe they've never exercised. Maybe they don't want to exercise. They haven't changed their lifestyle, but they've had dramatic results. Some cases they're losing a pound a day or a half a kilo a day. You know, it doesn't mean that you're going to have the same result, but this is a breakthrough product. And as Krista said, we want this to be available to people. So we also have a breakthrough way for people to get this product. Now, wouldn't it be exciting if you knew that you could try this product risk-free? For example, let's say that you decide, well, I'll give it a go. I'll try it for a couple of months. Wouldn't it be good to know, really secure to know that the company believes in this product so much that you can use it for 90 days, 3 full months, and if for any reason you don't like it, you get all your money back? Would that help you make a purchasing decision? Well, it certainly would help me. Even more impressive is the company's been around 30 years. And the company's very aware of the changing economic system, situation. You know, money's not quite as free as it might have been for a lot of us a few years ago. So the company said, we want this to get to as many people as possible. How about we put in an innovative marketing program called Get Mine Free? Now, hopefully that caught your attention. Chris and I make an extraordinary amount of money, but I love free. I'll be the first to tell you. Free is good. Free is real good. How about if you could just use the product, try it out for yourself, and if you like the results, do what you do anyway. How many of you would not share this with your friends if you found you liked the results? Well, all of us would, wouldn't we? But if you simply share this with 3 other people and they use the product, yours is free. And if they continue to use it, yours is free for the rest of your life. See, I don't know a better offer than that. Well, actually I do. And how about this? How about if you use it for free and there's a chance to actually create a part-time or a full-time residual income with this product? How would that feel? See, it's important for me to know that the work that I do in the world makes a difference. I'm not interested in promoting products I don't believe in, or services I don't believe in, or things that I don't personally feel good about. I'm not going to promote things to my friends simply for the money, and I don't think any of you would either. My reputation, my integrity, I've got to look in the mirror, my self-respect are at stake. I am simply not going to do that. However, as a good friend, when I find things I like, I automatically share them with my friends. For me, that's part of the definition of friendship. I share the good things with my friends. And this product and Body Balance are things that I will willingly, gladly share with my friends, whether or not there was any kind of a remuneration involved. I would automatically do that. So Lifeforce has created a business model that actually allows us to get our products for free, create a part-time income, or maybe a full-time income. You know, in these changing economic times, it's more and more important to be self-reliant. I think we'd all agree that in this world, there's some things that have shifted. They've changed. The economy's changed. Industries are going out of existence. Businesses are going out of existence, and maybe even countries are going or gone out of existence. What we're looking at today is a new economy. It's not the old economy. The old economy had some specific rules and strategies that worked. For example, my father gave me some really good advice 40 years ago. He said, son, look, here's the recipe for success. Get an education, go to work for a good company, work there for 40 years, and they'll retire you. Well, and with all due respect to my father, who I love very much, that was great advice then, but I would not feel comfortable giving that advice to a young person today. The economy shifted. It's moved on. Those days may never return. 100 years ago, advice to a young person might have looked a lot different. It might have looked like, well, go to work, get yourself a nice factory job, and you'll be able to afford the good life, and same kind of thing. And before that, it looked even different. So the point is the economy's shifting, and we're undergoing a fundamental shift in the way wealth is created today. We've even redefined what wealth is. We used to call wealth having money. Now what we call wealth is having money, having good relationships, having our health, having an inner life. Some might call it a religious or a spiritual life. And most importantly of all is having time. Now, I don't know what age each of you are, but I recently turned 60, and I'm very aware of time. I'm very aware that I can always make more money, but I can't make more time. So I want for my friends and my family, for them to have time abundance as well. See, I know people that make a lot of money, and you probably do too. But if they're time poor, or if they're health poor, or relationship poor, what is the real value of that money? Are they truly wealthy, or do they just have a lot of money? Now, probably all of us want more money, and that, I think, is a healthy thing. But let's look at some strategies for not only getting the money, but getting the relationships, getting the health, getting the inner life, and most importantly, getting more time. As a matter of fact, what would it sound like to you to own the rest of your life? What if you could own the rest of your life? Think about that for a minute. What if you got a call from your bank manager and they said, well, good morning, very good morning, because there was an extremely large deposit in your account overnight. We checked, it's yours, it's all legitimate. Have a great day. Click, and they hang up. Well, what kinds of different choices might you make if you had financial freedom, didn't have to work, and you had the rest of your life to live the way you wanted? Now, some of us have relationship responsibilities. We have families, maybe aging parents, young children, siblings. We have community. Some of us love doing work, charity work. Some of us love just doing nothing. Maybe we want to be creative, travel. I don't know what it is for you. But having the financial resources can allow different choices than, oh yeah, Monday morning, got to hit the job, another day, another dollar. Interesting statistic, especially for men, I don't know about women, probably similar. When do most heart attacks occur? 9 a.m. Monday morning. Boom, drop at the desk. I had this happen. I worked in the corporate world. I owned my own business. I'd run businesses for people. And one of the most shocking things that happened was one Monday morning, guy keeled over at the desk, boom, just dropped dead. The shocking thing, he died. That was shocking, but nobody talked about it. By Wednesday or Thursday, he didn't exist. It was just like he didn't happen. So I resolved at a young age that was not going to be my fate. I want those freedoms, and I want them even more importantly for my family and my friends. And network marketing provides that vehicle. You see, in today's economy, which is a new economy, the strategies for wealth creation have shifted. My father's advice was valid 40 years ago, but today it won't work. Look at how wealth is being created today. Name for me a company that didn't even exist 10, 15 years ago. Probably all of us used it today. They don't make anything, they don't grow anything. They give away stuff for free. Good, valuable stuff. They just give it away for free all day. The owners are probably under 40, they're gazillionaires. Anybody think of a company like that? Didn't exist 10, 15 years ago? Yeah, Facebook, Google. These are how wealth is being created today. This is the new economy. You're going to expect to see a lot more of this, not the old economy, right? People are losing their jobs, or they're downsized, right-sized, underemployed, unemployed, whatever you want to call it. The old job model is falling apart worldwide. Worldwide recession on, worldwide systemic unemployment. It's part of the system. It will not get better. So a smart person would say, how do I provide for myself, my family? As a matter of fact, how do I actually take advantage of the benefits of the new economy? What are some strategies I can use to create wealth, meaning health, relationship, time, money, and have an inner life? How can I do that? Well, I'm not under 40 anymore, and I don't know a computer, so I'm not going to do the Google thing. There must be a way, though. Well, the good news is there is a way. And we have full access to that. And this thing called network marketing is one of the younger industries on the planet. It's perfectly positioned to take advantage of the new economy. It's perfectly positioned to provide you and your family and your friends, if you choose, with the freedoms that we're talking about, with true wealth. No, it's not a lottery, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme, it's a profession, it's work. Not everybody wants to work, not everybody wants a profession, that's fine. The beautiful thing about it in this new economy, people can just get their products for free. They can create a small residual income, they can create a full-time income, or they can have an outrageous income. It's all up to you. The thing is, there's no barriers like in the old economy. In the old economy, a lot of the winners went to the right school, they were born to the right parents, they had a beautiful relationship capital, a fat index of people they could call and ring. They had money capital. They had the time to invest in education and businesses. And maybe a lot of us didn't have that. I know I didn't. But this new economy is different. This new economy is open access. Those things are not important in this new economy. It's not important that you have a lot of money to start this business. It's not important that you speak the right way or have presentation skills or know a lot of people. That's not what makes this work. There are two main things that make this work. One is a desire to have the things that you want in life. Maybe it's time, maybe it's health, maybe it's relationship, maybe it's money, maybe it's all of it. That's important. Number two is that you're willing to work for it. You're willing to work for it. And most good people I know are willing to work. They want to work for their dream. They don't want to just work building somebody else's fortune or somebody else's dream. They want to own their own business. And they want the benefits that come with that business. They want ownership. They want an ownership stake in this new economy.
You know, one of the things I just want to say before we finish up, one of the reasons that I'm so passionate about what we do is I love community. You know, I love being part of an extraordinary community, which we are. And a big piece of what we do is building community and linking up with people who want to make a difference in the world. People whose heart just goes, how can I serve you? You know? And that is the community that we've created. And one of the things for me that is such a gift is I get to be part of that. You know, I get to be part of that community. I get to be part of opening up that community wider and wider and wider. You know, who wants to join? Who wants to come make a difference in the world? Because, you know, it's all very well for us to be successful, and we have. We've worked really hard, and we are very successful at what we do. But I want that for everybody. I want that for the people I love. I want that for, you know, even the people I've never met yet. It's not very much fun to go have a party on my own, you know? I want people who want to come with me. I'm planning a trip this year to Europe. I want to take my mother to Europe. She's never been. It's her lifelong dream. You know, I get to be able to do that. And I want everybody to have that opportunity. So I think what we want to do now is to maybe turn it back over to you, and we can get to hear from some people who have used this and who've been part of our community, and just, you know, hear their story.